So looks like the locomotive I ordered back in June is out of the workshop. So I'm kind of expecting that they will be contacting me maybe on Monday to pay the shipping so that they can send it to me, which will be awesome. Because, like I said, we ordered that in June last year. Unfortunately, the week after I ordered it, and it was sort of 2 weeks before it was supposed to be delivered to the manufacturer. It's like 3 days after I ordered it, the manufacturer said, we've been analysing samples that we've been sent and things are not good. So we have requested the production facility to rework the electrics in it. So it's probably going to be December. Or in fact, they didn't actually say when, they just said end of 2025. So it's like, oh, okay, fine. And then December it got here, or it got there. And it's been in the workshop for 4 months. And that's partly because, well, it's winter time. And during winter time, everybody's, well, at least during Christmas, everybody's closed. So the workshop was closed down. So they'd taken delivery of it and didn't do any work on it for at least a month. That's all done now, by the looks of it. Assuming their order status update is actually correct. I'm going to assume it is. And then when it arrives, I'm going to have to order a sound decoder for it. And we get to see that locomotive in action too. It's going to be the smallest one I have. What Americans would call a switcher. In the UK, yeah, kind of a switcher, but also primary mover on a trunk route that serves the main line. I think back in the day in America, there were a lot of sort of service lines that fed to the main places. So, yeah, logging, mining, production facilities. There would be spurs that supplied, that either took raw materials or provided reduced materials, and those could be run by smaller locomotives. The trains weren't big. And then stuff would be assembled on the main line in a yard, and bigger locomotives would haul the stuff between districts. So, for example, there's a lot of coal in South Wales, and a lot of manufacturing facilities in the middle of England that need coal. So there was a lot of coal transport between Wales and the middle of England. And there were a lot of individual coal mines in Wales. So you ended up with smaller locomotives hauling short coal trains down to the south coast of Wales, where the main line was, where big locomotives would pick up all the coal. and ship it over to the Midlands. So I do have a big locomotive. Unfortunately, it's shorting out, so I need to find some time to take that apart and figure out why the electricity is not playing ball, and then figure out the remedy. And once I've done that, I will have a big locomotive. I can stick a decoder in and actually use for major haulage, although I don't really have much in the way of major haulage to do on my line. The vast majority of my locos are mid-power general traffic. So good for stopping trains, good for medium-sized freight trains. Anyway. I think the kids are back from Grandma's probably on Tuesday or Wednesday. I am not sure if the boy will want to come over and spend the remainder of the week. He tends to change his mind every so often. Like last week, he came over. I think he came over Friday and Saturday, but then his older sister contacted him, and so he came and asked, "Oh, can she come over here and visit?" It's like, no, she's been over here before and she stole stuff and was a typically ungrateful person, and we're not going through that again. So yeah, no, she's not coming here. If you want to see her, and Mrs. Osa was like, if you want to see her, your mum has to take you or have her over at your mum's house. But one, she's not coming here, and it's not Mrs. Osa's job to take you to see your sister. Because that's not fair to mum. You know, he's come over here to see us, not come over here so we can sneak him off to see people that mum may not approve of. So, no, we don't get involved in that. But, so that was knocked on the head. So he hummed and hawed for a bit, and then said he wanted to go and see his sister. Could we take him home? So we did. And that was quite early on the Saturday afternoon. Don't know how that worked out, but that's not really our concern. I'm sure we'll hear about it when he comes to visit. I mean, he's a nice kid and he wants to give, but, you know, I know these people and I want to give them all the benefit of the doubt. And it's like, yeah, she was mean to him when she lived at home. She used to steal his stuff. And, but I want to give her another chance. Yeah, good for you, but, you know, in situations like that, we might go and visit with somebody in the local park or somewhere like that, but they're not coming over here. And the only time she ever came over one weekend, when she did all the thieving and what have you, she was really holding out that we were going to take everybody out to eat. That's why she came over, because she wanted us to buy her food, and it's like, we did that once, and thank you for playing. And she was living up with Grandma and Grandpa, and apparently she moved out. Then she quit her job, except I don't think she quit her job. I think they asked her to leave. So she doesn't have a job. She's living with her boyfriend. It would appear... Oh, hush. That my phone is beeping. That. Hush. Awesome. There we go. It's hushed. Now, weather is going to be 43 and sunny. Well, the rain clouds are gone. So, that's sort of a good thing. This is as far west as we go on this field. Oh. We'll drive up the left side, just in case there's an extra thing. So that's one of the fields we haven't planted. I think that's going to be one of the cornfields. The fields across the road from the main entrance to the yard is going to be where the soybeans are planted. So if I had some slurry tanker, I could consider slurry tanking that field. Might think about that. We'll look and see what comes. Oh, hi, train. What comes up in the store sales as to whether I need to consider buying a slurry tanker. If I get a small one, maybe that Case 7200 Pro would be a interesting vehicle to attach to it. Although I think, well, the issue I tend to have with slurry tankers is keeping them supplied is a challenge. So the further away you get from the BGA, the more time you end resupplying. And yeah, our tanker is 30,000 litres. Yeah, the problem is usually, I can get a 30,000 or a 20,000 litre slurry tank, which is fine. But then with that and our main tanker, I can ship 50,000 litres to a field, and then I can refill the slurry tank 1.5 times before I have to go and get more. Well, you get the hose thing with the pumps and drag slurry pipes all the way across the map. Why is it getting so dark here? Because it's cloudy. Okay. Well, that would explain things. What is our weather today? I have not looked at what our weather is today. Hi, cows. Weather today. It's going to rain at 7 o'clock. It's going to be sunny from 9 o'clock through 9 o'clock tomorrow. And then it's going to rain tomorrow. Well, that's interesting weather we have coming up. Down to 605. Ooh. We're actually getting to the short row part of this field, and then we just have to go round. We're going to end up on that side. That'll just bring us out to the farm by the horse shed. So that's okay. I should get back on the field so I can figure out where my lines are. So there should be one right there. Nice. Yeah, these stretches are only going to be short. Then we get to go all the way round. Once. As I said, hopefully we get this job done. Unfortunately, I'm not sure that's going to be the case. Might have to take the pickup truck down to the store and buy some more liquid fertilizer. We'll get the dehydrated stuff because it's one pallet. Ah, you've got to be kidding me. And the problem with that happening is it usually knocks the tractor and the sprayer, so I can't reverse straight back on the line I was taking, and so actually getting to the next row is just a nightmare. Anyway, fields are definitely looking good right now. What did I say? I think we've got 3 more fields further away from our yard to do. At least no trees here. Yeah, I think there's 2 on this side of the road. At the new yard. Well, one's halfway along the road, one's at the new yard. Then we've got the huge field on the other side, south side of the map, that is going to take ages to get through, I think. At the moment, if we get a tornado or hail, we do not have any crop that is in imminent danger of destruction. This stuff isn't grown enough to be damaged. Knowing our luck, it's going to be May or June when... Actually, May's not too bad. April's when we plant the corn and the beans, so it'll probably be June or July. We'll get tornadoes, and they will rip up potentially any of our crop, except maybe grass. I have not checked Let's push that button. State of that field. How do I do that? I go back to there, I go to there. That is indicated ready to harvest. So in all likelihood, it's not fully grown, but you can harvest grass on the last growth stage. I think it's probably on the last growth stage. I could go cut it because that would then put it on the same cycle as the field that has just been planted with grass seed. Oh, 373. It's not looking good. There's a lot of field over there that still needs fertilizer. Might need to take the truck out. Still. So a friendly cattle farmer has been getting some of his old tractors ready to sell. They're big honking, articulated chassis. So there's none in game, but sort of like that, where it bends in the middle. I think. But he has two of those, or had two of those. One had no back wheels on. So he had to put the back wheels on and take some fittings off that were in bad shape. And then the funny thing was he tried to start it and it wouldn't start. So, well, I thought this one actually worked when we parked it here and before we took the wheels off. So we got another vehicle to drag it out into the middle of the yard so he could load it on a low loader. And then his dad came along, got in it, started it up, drove it on the back of the low loader, and it worked fine. It's like, okay. Tractor didn't want to move. I could, well, now there's a thought. I could get the that old case and park it down at the other yard, because kind of handy having a tractor over there. The 7200 isn't really a fast tractor. So shuttling between the two farms is not its ideal job. Yeah, no, we won't bother. A $19,000 tractor. If that had come up a couple of years ago, that would probably be a very, very good tractor to have on the farm. Oh, we're down to 170. This is not looking great.